My name is Audriana Molina, reporting for Fisher News, and today I'm here with Dr. Emily Dane-Staples, Associate Professor in the Sports Studies Department here at St. John Fisher College. She's here to tell us about the upcoming 3rd Annual Teeter-Totter Marathon and how you can get involved. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So just to start off, what exactly is the Teeter-Totter Marathon?
The Teeter-Totter Marathon is something that is part of the celebration of the National Girls and Women in Sport Day. The National Girls and Women in Sport Day is a day set aside by Congress. It happens once a year, usually in early February, to celebrate the accomplishments of girls and women in sport.
So how does this Teeter-Totter Marathon work?
Well, the Teeter-Totter Marathon is a pretty visible way to get people talking about what the heck are you doing over in the campus center. And so what we've asked is student groups, starting with female athletes, and then we've expanded it to other student groups if they want to teeter-totter for an hour just to get visible recognition of what's going on that day. So student groups have contacted me. Their name will go on a jar that will be in the Basil Hall lobby. They may win a pizza party if they get the most donations, but regardless, everybody gets on the teeter-totter and has a really great time.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit more about the background? How did this get started?
The National Girls and Women in Sport Day started about 27 years ago in response to the death of a phenomenal female athlete. Her name was Flo Hyman, and she was one of the early activists that really said, you know what, just about every day in America is Men's Sports Day. We need to do something to get women recognized. And so in honor of her and her efforts, they've created this day. And so all throughout the country, female athletes and different sporting groups are coming together to recognize. Some march in Washington, some are part of activist groups. And so we have the Teeter-Totter Marathon, but also our essay contest.
Okay, what about the essay contest? Can you tell me a little bit about that too?
Our essay contest is actually a K through 12 essay contest. So not everybody can feel like they're a great athlete, but most people can write about sports and be passionate about sports. So each year we send out 3 themes to all the different schools in the region for kids to write about. And the young girls get to write about their hopes and dreams and what it feels like when they go out and play sports and have fun and get dirty. And this year we've got about 200 essays from youth throughout the region.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how have participants been chosen in the past?
Usually it's just a volunteer basis. So we've started with the female athletes, and then faculty and staff kind of went, well, what about me? That sounds like fun. Because teeter-tottering is a great equalizer. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. So anybody can do it. So we now have faculty and staff volunteering as well as student groups. And again, this year is expanded to not just athlete groups, but also student groups. Like SWAB is actually one of our groups that's going to teeter-totter this year.
I know this is going to be working a little bit differently this year. Can you tell me about some of the changes in this year?
The changes this year are really just about some of the promotional events. Again, opening up to more clubs, offering a little bit of sort of an incentive reward with the fundraiser piece of it. So with the donation bins, they'll be set up in Basil Hall lobby starting tomorrow, working through next Tuesday from 10 till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so instead of just donating to see which faculty members you want to see on the teeter-totter, you can actually support your fellow students and your fellow student athletes.
Okay, so is there like a time limit that people have to be on the teeter-totter for?
No, students groups are signing up for an hour at a time. Sometimes it's 4 team members and they just sort of rotate on and off. Some people with a very large team, they're on for about 2 minutes and they just sort of hop off and switch it up. It's absolutely up to individuals which they want to do. And we do still have a few slots open. If there are clubs out there that are interested in still joining, they can certainly send me an email and we can see what times are left and they can get in the teeter-totter as well.
All right, and what about smaller groups? Say there's a small organization on campus with like 4 or 5 students. How would they go about rotating?
They would actually, oftentimes we've encouraged them to sort of band together with another student group or just go ahead and pull in friends to recruit from. It doesn't really matter. We're really hoping to get the most involvement from anybody who wants to teeter-totter.
Before we finish up, let us know, how can students get involved, and faculty as well?
One of the ways is obviously by getting on the teeter-totter. If you don't feel comfortable with that, donating your loose change, similar to the boxes that are around for Teddy. Just donate to a great cause. All of the proceeds go to the National Organization of Girls and Women in Sport. So they do a lot of activism work throughout the year and not just on this one day. And if you're interested in the future, we can also be part of our judging for the essay contest. If you want to hear what a third grader is writing about sportsmanship, that would be a great help as well. And you can send me an email and to help do that as well.
Okay, and then I see you have T-shirts here. So if we don't participate in the Teeter-Totter Marathon, we can actually get some of these as well?
Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that. Part of the sales that are going on and the fundraiser that's going on in Basil Hall Lobby, aside from the jars, is the sale of our T-shirts. We have 2 T-shirts. One is the I Support Female Athletes, which is a short sleeve, and on the back it has 12 reasons as to all the great reasons why you should support female athletes. Not many people know that 82% of executive businesswomen played sports, so it's not just good in athletics. It's good for the rest of your career. If women participate in sports as little as 4 hours a week, they're actually decreasing their chances of breast cancer by up to 60%. So some really great reasons to support female athletes. And then we have our long sleeve black one that's just really about the National Girls and Women in Sport Day. So you can stop by and pick up one of the T-shirts. The short sleeve is $10. The long sleeve is $15. And we hope that everybody that has their T-shirts wears them next Wednesday, February 6th, which is the National Girls and Women in Sport Day.
All right. So the Teeter-Totter Marathon will be taking place on Wednesday, February 6th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the Campus Center. Thanks again for joining me.
Thank you so much.